Hey, this is Kat of Kattalestv outside the courthouse in downtown Los Angeles after one of Suge Knight's multiple cases. Today is October the 3rd. And first off, let me just say I am a big Tom Petty fan, and my heart is crushed knowing that he passed. He made some really amazing music. He's a great poet, and he will be surely missed. To all of his family members and loved ones, you were lucky to know him. And also in regards to Vegas, that tragedy, I did another video where I'm going to talk more about it. I just hope we can come to some civilized discourse in regards to assault rifles. We don't need them. And I want to give a shout out to all the people that helped their brothers and sisters in need by giving blood and standing in line, long lines to help out, and the people that saved other people, thank you. So, in regards to this court case that was going on today, Suge Knight was several hours late. Court normally starts at 8:30. All the defendants are normally there, even if they are traveling from jail to the courthouse. Suge Knight wasn't there until roughly 11:40 a.m. There seemed to be some difficulty in getting him to the courthouse for some reason. I overheard court talking about sometimes he likes to take a shower and shave if he knows the media is going to be there, if there's a camera crew. Which brings up another interesting point. Earlier in that morning, at 8:45, 8:30, TMZ was in the courtroom, but they left roughly around 9 o'clock a.m. for whatever reason. Now, one of the things that's interesting about TMZ for multiple reasons is the fact that they're so embedded in this case. Number one, Mr. Knight has used TMZ on multiple occasions to promote his agenda, to be called the Teflon Don, to getting rid of his enemies, and again, if you haven't known, negotiated the sale of the sealed court records from Toylin Kelly, who is Suge Knight's girlfriend, and as well as his business partner Mark Blankenship. Toylin and Mark negotiated a deal with TMZ to buy the sealed video evidence of the surveillance footage of Mr. Knight injuring Cleabone Sloan and murdering, I don't know another word, Mr. Terry Carter. So one of the strange things is they say TMZ will not be charged for buying a sealed evidence and yet profiting off of it and also helping Mr. Knight by buying it. Meanwhile, Miss Kelly, the fiance, as far as I know, is still behind bars, and his business partner Mark Blankenship, he was able to post bail, but TMZ is normally in the courtroom covering Suge Knight, so it just seems like they're all in it on multiple ways, between making money off the videos, between airing court footage and covering it, between giving Mr. Knight and his entourage access to their airwaves to promote his agenda. But again, like I said, TMZ left the courthouse today, and I don't think they should be allowed to participate in the courtroom in regards to they bought video evidence that was under seal by the court. They knew that, and if they didn't, they should have. They're run by an attorney. Also, I just want to bring this up. In an article written April the 2nd, 2013, in the Hollywood Reporter, TMZ was charged for placing microphones and recording devices in a courtroom. So you can find that on the Hollywood Reporter. And it was written by Eric Gardner, if I'm saying his name right. And his name is spelled E-R-I-Q, last name Gardner, G-A-R-D-N-E-R. And that was written in April, like I said, the 2nd, 2013. So TMZ has a history of doing nefarious things in the courtroom. I mentioned in a previous video, TMZ has contacts in the hospitals, in the courtrooms, in police stations in Los Angeles, and they're given the information before almost anybody else. So for them to be known for recording illegally in the courtroom, and then also being involved with purchasing a sealed court document or evidence from Mr. Knight, it just seems like they shouldn't be allowed to be covering the case, because they seem to be also a defendant. And I'm not an attorney, so if you are, please feel free to contact and let me know what you think. But if part of the charge is purchasing or trying to sell a sealed court document, why would the people who bought the sealed document be able to make more profit off of covering the case which they're involved in? That makes no sense to me. But getting back to Mr. Knight, he was hours late. He talked to his new attorney, Miss Banis, and she asked the judge, I'm looking through my notes, sorry, and the wind's blowing really quick. I have to read through my chicken scratch because my handwriting got worse. She asked the judge not to be thought of like the other attorneys that Mr. Knight has had in regards to the robbery, I guess, and the murder trial, because there's threats involving F. Gary Gray, the director of Straight Outta Compton, and some of those attorneys are involved with the threatening of Mr. Gray. In other words, they're being accused. Matthew Fletcher is considered to be off the case, and there's so many cases, to be honest with you, it's actually, you almost need a flow chart, like what do they call it, the NCAA championship tourney. You almost need a flow chart to figure out which lawyers are handling which case, or what's the dates of the court cases, and which court case number is that day, and which courtroom. I'm telling you, you have no idea. I think Suge Knight has cases, at least 3 cases this week in this courthouse. And a matter of fact, the judge actually made a joke. I wish I could read where I put his name, because he's actually a very funny judge. Where is this? It's driving me crazy. He said that they should have changed the courthouse, not to the name of what it's called. I think it's called like Clare Shortridge or something. He said it should be called the Suge Knight Court of Justice. Something like that. It was really funny. And like I said, I'm really sorry. I can't read my own handwriting because I write so sloppy after my hand injury. But the judge is really, really funny. And he seems like a fair man. I watched him handle several cases. A lot of people who needed interpreters. There was one defendant that pleaded his case, and he was asking the judge through the interpreter to protect his family, because he's worried about them being deported, and he possibly will be deported. And the judge happened to say, look, I am not in the business of deporting people. That's a federal people to decide, not him. So that was interesting. But I'm trying to see if I wrote his name down anywhere I can read my handwriting. I cannot believe this. I want to slap myself. All right, here we go. Judge Craig Richmond. Very, very, very thoughtful, fair judge. I mean, the one thing I can say, as being a a witness to a lot of cases recently. Some of these judges come off as being very, very articulate, fair-minded, and just. I have to say that. Just in the courtrooms I've been in and being an observer. I'm not saying anything to do with anything that's going on in my life or anything like that, but just as an observer watching how they treat other people, I'm very impressed. So yeah, that's what I'm sticking with today. Like I said, I can't read my own notes like this quickly. I'll be able to do it at a later time when I have more time to do it. But the main points I just want to say is, and I wish an attorney could tell me, is it lawful for TMZ to keep covering the courtroom when it regards to any of Suge Knight's cases, because they've been involved in helping him? By purchasing the tape, they actually helped him, because it's $55,000. The money was used for something. But again, Suge Knight's girlfriend, Toy Lynn Kelly, she's still behind bars as far as I know. I haven't heard anything else, and I believe she's going to be back in court close to late October, and Mark Blankenship will be in court later on this week. But why would the people who gave the money to help them manipulate the case be allowed to cover the case? And why aren't they not charged for trying to influence the case? I don't get it. So if you have any answers to that, please let me know. But yeah, I don't have a problem with people doing their job, and doing news and entertainment news, but you have to be fair, and you can't just lie about people, and you can't just make fun of the victims, and you can't just allow the criminals to use your platform to harass, intimidate, threaten people. That goes beyond journalism, and that is not right. And that's why I ask these questions about TMZ, because no one should be put under the pain of having to deal with them lying about them and hurting their family by exploiting the death of a man over and over again for profit. I just find that disgusting. And I've said it before, and I'll say it till I'm black in the face. Haha. But yeah. So thanks for watching. This is Kat at Kattalestv. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on my .com, and you can find me on YouTube, Kattalestv. Thanks for watching, and I also have a Patreon account. So if you can help me out, it'd be awesome. Thanks. Bye.